Jags Nation, this is the Action Sports Jags postgame show.
Well, hi everybody. Good afternoon. Not so good. Jaguars season is officially over. They are 0-4. They'll have zero opportunity at the postseason. In all likelihood, it would take a miracle of epic proportions as the Texans rally back and beat the Jaguars 24-20. In a game Jacksonville really could have won. And Dan Hicken here in the studio. Brent's in Houston. We've got a lot to unpack here. All right, and this is going to be a hard show because some things are going to be said that I didn't think I would ever say before, but need to be said. And my opinion, take it for what it's worth. But I think most of you football fans would agree. And I'll preface it by saying I love the kid. I've been here. I've seen every Jaguar game. I love the football team. I want them to win. I am biased. I support them. I am a season ticket holder. I am part of Jacksonville community. I love our city. I jumped up and down like I've never jumped up and down for a football team in the offseason when we won the first overall pick. And we are not getting the dividends from 16 that I thought we would. He is not playing good football. He is not playing winning football. And this one's on Trevor Lawrence. I didn't think I'd ever say it. I can't defend it anymore. Not today. I'm going to remain hopeful. I think he's going to continue to hopefully get better. He was unfairly probably tagged with generational talent by people like me who thought he was the biggest can't-miss prospect at quarterback since Andrew Luck. We were wrong. We were all wrong. He's okay. And we saw that today when we watched the two quarterbacks. C.J. Stroud is markedly better than Trevor Lawrence. It hurts me to say it. I don't want to say it. I can't make excuses anymore. Here's the deal. He had not one, not two. He had two touchdown passes that were not hard throws that he missed, that you've got to be able to make. He had Brian Thomas Jr. down this sideline. He had Christian Kirk down here, and he's got to hit those. Not to mention, he had an easy 3rd and 1 to ETN that he also missed that cut short a drive and thusly settled for a field goal. That's 7, 14, and 4 more, 18 possible points. You get those 18 points, you win with ease. 18-33 again, just a little bit better than 50%, 169 yards. The best thing I say about Trevor is he's not throwing the picks, but when you watch what C.J. Stroud did today, you see the difference. 27-40, 345, touchdowns, great drive at the end of the game. It's no good. It's no good. It's not good enough. And I hope he says it in the press conference that's coming up. Like I said, I didn't ever want to say it, but at this point, I feel like, it needs to be said. I mean, he's got to play better. He's got to play better. And this one's on him. He got a little help from his head coach today, who, boy, oh boy, CDP. End of the 3rd quarter, again, we're facing a 4th down on the goal line. We're up 3. We're on the road. He had kicked field goals a couple times. I applauded him. Attaboy. We're learning. When you're really good, you can go for it a lot. When you're not really good and you're struggling for points, kick field goals. Not only did we not kick a field goal, not only did we have time to think about it, not only did we decide to go for it, but then we came up with a quarterback draw. And the quarterback draw wasn't there. And I'll be honest with you, and Liv will vouch for this. We were in the office. But I'm not alone here, by the way. I bet thousands of you watching said, yeah, I said the same thing, Hick. I looked at it. I said, he's going to run a quarterback draw. Problem was there was a linebacker there. Problem was we got an offensive line that's not great, and we didn't make it. With all this said, the Jags played a competitive football game today, but that doesn't matter. I mean, this isn't where we are. We don't get excited about playing a competitive football game. you play to win the game, right, Herm? You play to win the game. And we didn't do it. And now we're 0-4. And now we go from 2.5 to basically nothing. I think the Texans did it, maybe, in 2018 with the 0-4 start. And I think the then San Diego Chargers did it. They went 11-5 after an 0-4 start. I've watched this team. They're not going 11-5 or 11-6. We're 0-4. We've got the Colts next week, who beat the Steelers today, who are probably better with Joe Flacco right now than they would be with Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson's still a project. He got beat up. He left the game. I don't know how severe the injury is. Oh, flipping to the schedule. Well done in there. Then we have two games that, we can find a win or two here. Maybe even three to go 3-4. Well, let me ask you something. What do you think we're going to do with the Eagles up there, or the Vikings at home, or the Lions, or the Packers? What do you do with those for? You're going to go 1-3 at best. All right? Now, look, I'm not going to project. It's a week-to-week league. But we did some good things today, man. We stuck to the run. I thought we had a lot more balance. We had a lot more plays. But it's not good enough. Houston is its own worst enemy. And they seemingly were trying to hand us this. They were saying, hey, man, take this game and win it. Go ahead. It's okay. We don't want to win today. That's what I felt like Houston was doing. How many penalties did they have? 11? Oh, I've got it written right here. They had a bunch of them. A bunch of penalties. So, do you have Brent, you said? All right, let's hear from Brent in Houston, see if he backs me up with his take on today's game.
The Jaguars just don't know how to win football games. They can't make a play in the clutch moment. The offense with so many chances to do that. The offensive play caller with chances to do that down the stretch as well. And I thought he called a good game most of the afternoon. The Jaguars just didn't execute some of it. But it really comes down to a couple of plays near the goal line. Houston's able to take advantage after doing nothing in the second half, and they get the game winner. The Jaguars, meanwhile, get stuffed on 4 downs inside the 5-yard line. And now a lot of talk about the quarterback. Everybody's been blamed here in Jacksonville. The play caller, the head coach, the GM. Well, now a lot of the onus is going to go on 16. Big contract this offseason. He's not playing good enough football. He had some moments on Sunday against Houston, but he missed some big moments, and he's just not doing enough. Looks like he's holding the Jaguars back at times, and he's supposed to be elevating them. The Jaguars' season might be over from a realistic chance of doing anything in the postseason. 0-4, this was the chance to turn it around. Now they come back home against Indianapolis, and heck, even a win here or there doesn't make much of a difference, falling behind the Houston Texans, who are now 3-1. And I'm not sure Houston did a whole lot in this game that impressed you. Ton of penalties, nothing on offense in the second half until the final drive, and the Jaguars still can't get it done. The list goes on and on and on, and the losing streak goes on and on and on. Always on the road with the Jacksonville Jaguars, this time in Houston, Texas. I'm Brent Martineau, Action Sports Jacks.
There's the podium. We're waiting on Doug Pederson and Trevor Lawrence. And listen, Brent Martineau is the most positive guy in the world when it comes to the Jags. We've named him the president of the Sunshine and Rainbows Club. And he pointed a finger at 16 as well, as all of us will do. I mean, this one is on 16. This one, we lost because Trevor couldn't hit a couple touchdown passes that he should have hit. And you can't miss those guys. They're wide open. Those are, they're not high school throws, but they're definitely college throws. I mean, you got to complete those passes, and he can. So I don't know what is going on with Trevor Lawrence. Maybe he's pressing because of the money. I don't know. Maybe this is the best we're going to ever see from him. He's in his 4th year. We're out of excuses. We're out of them. We have no more excuses for Trevor Lawrence. We just don't. And it's hard to say. Like I said, I love the kid. I think he's great. I think he's a great person. He's a great family man. He stands for everything in the world that you want to stand for. Terrific. Love his view on life. Wish him nothing but the best. Just don't know if he's going to he's got to get better. He's got to get better. And we said that going into the year. And now we're 4 games in. We have 4 losses. I think he's thrown for 200 yards one time. 200 yards. I mean, today he played okay, and he threw for 100. I mean, 82 yards at the half, 59 yards at the half last week. I don't mean to pile on, man, but it's just, you know, there's an old saying, the quarterback gets too much of the blame when they lose, too much of the accolades when they win. Around these parts, we've given Trevor Lawrence a pass for a long time, and I just think the pass is over now. I mean, I think we got to take a good, hard, long look at where we're headed with 16. And, I mean, he knows it, obviously, but they're not playing well. And I'm not suggesting that Mac Jones is the answer, because he's not. I like Mac, too. He's a good dude. I'm not suggesting a quarterback switch. I'm suggesting that this might be what we got. I don't know. Again, 3rd year in the offense. I thought the play calls were pretty good. I thought they had good balance. I thought they had a good mixture of run-pass today. I thought, but boy, oh boy, Brian Thomas Jr., Christian Kirk, and 3rd and 1 to ETN. And there were a couple other ones, too. And, you know, a lot of you will say, hey, he doesn't have any time. He had a clean pocket today, man. Liv, did he get sacked? Check the team stats. You're looking at Christian Kirk. They went to him 7 times. He had 61 yards. Brian Thomas Jr. had his best game so far. 6 for 86 is a nice game. Brent and Strange had 3 for 19. I'm not sure Trevor got sacked 1 time today. I mean, the offensive line played its best game of the year. Its best game of the year. So can't blame them. The running backs ran hard. Tank Bigsby, great run. You know, terrific. ETN ran hard, 50 yards and 90 yards, 140 on the ground. They did everything they were supposed to do to win this football game. That's 18 carries for 140 yards. That's over 7 yards a carry. I read this morning the Jags are 3rd in the league in yards per carry. They are doing what they're supposed to be doing. The one, again, I don't know the route trees. I don't know the routes. I don't know the offense, so I can't tell you that part. But the one negative throughout remains 16. He's got to be better. He's supposed to elevate the other ones. He's supposed to make everyone around him better. That certainly isn't happening. And there are some who would suggest that, and well, today, I will suggest it. He is to blame for this loss. We lost this game because Trevor Lawrence didn't step up and make plays. I hate to say it. I do hate to say it. So, but that's a fact. So where are we as a football program? We're 0-4. We're not near as good as we thought. It's not all Trevor. The GM is accountable. I didn't like the team that he put together in some respects. We've talked about this all during the offseason. We had no pass rush. Josh Hines-Allen now is hurt, got a concussion, went into protocol. I didn't see him bang his head. Did you guys? I saw him get hit in the stomach area. Trayvon Walker was non-existent again. You know, but we'll turn on Monday Night Football and Aiden Hutchinson will get 3 more sacks. So our 2 pass rushers are non-existent. We did get C.J. Stroud twice today, both from the inside. Ledbetter got a sack, and Roy Robertson-Harris got a sack. And that's it. But C.J. Stroud buys time. C.J. Stroud stays calm in the pocket. And he doesn't have a great offensive line. Let's listen in. Doug Pederson talking about the loss.
Doesn't matter now. So I'm not going to talk about it.
Devin Lloyd couldn't make it up for the game. Something happened pregame, or?
No, he was, just couldn't make it.
Defense seemed to be catching along in the second half. What sort of change do you think that they had such success?
We just made enough plays, got them off the field. 3rd downs were good for us, and they did a nice job there.
How do you feel about the offensive execution today?
It can be better. We missed some key plays in the game that probably could have, turned the game differently, and we missed them, and we got to take a look at those and see where we can get better.
What do you say to those guys after this one? This one, totally different feeling, obviously, than what happened last week.
Just tell them we got to keep working, keep fighting. A lot of football ahead of us. It's not time to start pointing fingers, and just got to improve.
How was Travis with the shoulder?
Fine.
Doug, how many plays is Trevor missing out there?
I got to look at the tape. I couldn't tell you offhand right now.
Y'all been you've been so close in these games early on in the season, 3 points here, 5 points here. Just talk about being that close to getting these to be wins.
You're absolutely right. We're that close to, flipping the switch, making more plays during the games. We're not making them right now, and that's what's holding us back.
Do you start worrying about your status at this point?
My status?
Yeah. After an 0-4 start.
I mean, no. I mean, it's kind of a strange question, but okay.
Doug, you guys, I think you were running at like 6 yards a clip. Did you just not think you guys could get it in that way down to the goal line when you had first and goal? You guys went spread it out on third and 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's credit them. They did a great job of keeping us out of the end zone.
What did you see from Trevor today, early on and then in the second half?
I thought he played well enough. He missed. Obviously, there were some plays out there we missed, but he'd love to have back. Played tough. Thought he saw the field, extremely well. But there's some plays that he can make, and we have to make them next time.
Did you like the way they came out and just kind of everything that transpired for the first part of this game or much of the game, other than obviously the outcome?
Yes. Guys were in a good frame of mind, ready to go.
What's the explanation on the Brian Thomas Jr. penalty?
I think it was just the action, something that it's been flagged before this season, and he's just got to be smarter. Can't do that, especially after a big play.
Defense forcing 5 punts in a row in the second half. Was there anything different that happened in the second half as opposed to the first half? Any adjustments or anything? They just played that.
Just played better. Got off the field on third down. It's a great job.
You see out of Joe Millett as he popped in there and played a bunch.
Played good. Obviously watched the film and graded that way, but I thought there were some really some big tackle for losses. Him shooting the gap, and but it appeared that he played good.
Josh in the protocol now moving forward.
I'll talk to Ferg, see what he says, but I think so. Yes.
It seemed like a mantra this week with play, have fun, let loose. Did you see evidence of that?
Yes.
What did that look like from your vantage point?
Just guys were loose. Guys were ready to play. They were enjoying themselves pregame, locker room, during the game. Sideline was energetic. They were in a good frame of mind.
Is there any chance you take the headset over just to change this thing up?
For what? I thought he called a great game. We as coaches, we can't go out there and make the plays, right? It's a two-way street. So, you guys can sit here and point the finger all you want, and that's fine. Point it right at me. I can take it. Okay? I can take it. So, whatever you want to ask me, say, whatever, write, go ahead.
You did tell us at your introductory news conference a couple of years ago, if it's not working, if it's not in rhythm, whether it's your plays or not, that you hand off the play calling. Is it just one of those, maybe it's just a voice, a confidence? You guys were cooking when you were doing it, it looked like in 22.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll take it into consideration.
Okay, anybody else? Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Coach. Thank you.
I get it, man. All right, good job, Brent. You ask him those questions, man. He's got to answer them. That was Doug Pederson. A couple things. I'll answer for him, by the way. I'll take care of a couple things for him. How many plays did Trevor miss? Well, I counted 3, which again was 18 points that the Jaguars possibly could have had. 2 touchdowns for sure that you got to hit. And then the third and 1 is another one that you got to hit. So there's 3 right there that Doug could have referred to. And he knows more football than I know, so he could have answered it. Look, he's ticked off. I get it, man. He was asked about his job status. He didn't appreciate that one. And then Brent asked him about, flipping the, I do think they called a good game today, by the way. I do. I agree with Doug in that part. But as Brent pointed out, when things aren't working and you're not winning, sometimes you just take over. So, he's annoyed. And this is where, and by no finger pointing, trust me, finger pointing's going on right now down there. You're 0-4, and Shad Khan told us this was the best team they ever had. Oh, there's finger pointing. There's finger pointing. And it's the GM, and it's the coach, and it's the coach, and it's the OC, and it's the OC, it's the DC, it's everybody, right? Did you notice they came out in zone today? That was a week too late, but at least they did, right? Shout out, though. Shout out Ventrell Miller, football player, man. 51 made more plays than 33's made maybe since he's been here. So I don't know what took him so long to get this kid in the lineup. I know he battled injuries last year and was on IR, but 51 punishes people. Now, he's got to stay healthy. That's his biggest challenge. But if he does, he's a good football player. Really good football player. I mean, honest to gosh, did he make, you saw it, 5-6 plays. He strikes the guy, too. Strikes the guy. So that was a positive. That was good. And I think Buster Brown keeps making plays. I think Monteric Brown has proven that he is a good football player, that he's more than a backup corner. So those are my 2 on the defensive side of the ball that I will give credit to. I don't know Eric Armstead, Trayvon Walker, Josh Hines-Allen left the game. Not to diss Josh Hines-Allen, but I'll say this. He was out of the game for a while before, and the announcer said it on TV, and then I realized, he's not in the game because he wasn't making any plays anyway. So there's that. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're waiting on Trevor Lawrence. We'll hear from him as well. It's the postgame show.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jax 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jags, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brent and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jax Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjax.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jax 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back, and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
I've been forecasting the weather for a long time, and no matter where I go, I always get asked the same question.
Hey, Mike, what's the weather gonna be like?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Mike, hey, what's the weather gonna be like?
I don't mind being asked because I always have the answer. Great day for a perfect round of golf. Hey, a little rain later today. So go ahead, ask me.
Hey, Mike, I'm heading out. What's the weather like tonight?
It's the same question, even at home.
Mike Burrish, he's got your weather answer on Action News Jax. Jags Nation, this is the Action Sports Jax postgame show.
Okay, good. Hey, there's where we will be next week as we welcome you back. Trevor Lawrence just started. Let's hear from him.
Operationally, the offense clicked a lot more today. What do you think went into that, and just kind of you describe how the game went as a whole?
Yeah, I thought we did some good things. We had a lot of opportunities. I think overall we got what we wanted. We had a good plan. We were prepared for a lot of stuff, and I give Houston credit. They had some stuff too that they did defensively that was really good today. But overall, I thought our plan was good. I thought we had a lot of opportunities, run game and throwing the ball down the field. Didn't capitalize on all of them, unfortunately, and that's kind of why we're here now and didn't win the game, in my opinion, is because we didn't take advantage of some of those opportunities. But I thought as far as scheme and stuff that we did, it was really good.
Trevor, without seeing the film, just how do you evaluate your play?
I'm pretty frustrated. Like I said, a lot of missed opportunities. So it's just, like I said, this is kind of what's been happening the past few weeks, and weren't able to overcome it today. The guys fought hard, and obviously we gave everything we had and had a chance at the end. And just offensively, the last few possessions we didn't do enough. Kept putting our defense back on the field, and credit to our defense. Second half, they came out and played really well and gave us the ball back a lot. So we have to capitalize, and when we have the game in our hands, we have to go win it. And I felt like we obviously didn't do that today. So a lot of that's on me. There were some plays early in the game that I was just a little off, and I got to hit those plays. We had some, one to BT, one to Christian, which obviously I want back those plays. So just got to hit those.
Trevor, just more specific on those plays. Just too much air on it? Is it?
Yeah, I guess I'll have to watch it. Both felt good coming out, and obviously just missed it. The guys did a good job today of getting open. They played a lot of man coverage, which is something as an offense that you like to see. Your players get a chance to go win one-on-ones, and as a quarterback, you get to go, push the ball downfield at times. So it was just missed a few. You have to watch it and see what the reasons were. Both of those, when it came out, thought we had a chance and ended up being a little too much. So I have to watch them.
How about the goal line? Just out of sequence, did you get what you thought you were going to get on most of those plays, and just?
Yeah, we had to hit the big play, went down there, and we tried to stay with some tempo and catch them on their heels and score. And that's something that we've done a lot in the past and we've been successful at. So just didn't work that time. And then obviously they stuffed us on second or third down after that, and we had the 4th and 1, or was second down, then third down we threw it and had the 4th and 1, and just one of those plays, 4th and 1, looking back on it, see the way the game goes, you gotta convert there. You get on the 1 yard line, gotta score a touchdown. Coach puts it in our hands, so we gotta figure it out and make the play. We had the opportunity. I felt like we had some good looks down there to do more with it, and we weren't able to capitalize.
Trevor, it looked like the communication and operation of everything was a lot smoother this week than it maybe had been the last several weeks. Is that correct or no?
Yeah, I thought it was all good. I thought we played fast. I mean, golly, I don't know what our stats were offensively, but we left so much out there too, and still felt like we moved the ball well, and just weren't able to convert enough. Third downs, still don't think we were great today. Not sure what the numbers were, but didn't stay on the field enough. And it's a team game, but at the end of the day, I feel like I left a lot out there tonight, and pretty frustrated with that.
How much do you have to lean on some of the things that are going well, whether it's block things well today or the running game has been effective? Do you have to take that right now and just small victories?
Just have to keep playing. We got to stay together. Just got to keep playing. And this is some adversity. It's been tough, obviously not having the success that we want, and there's a lot of guys in there that put a lot of time in, coaches and players, and really everyone. Everyone that works with the team. So it's frustrating, it's hard, but you have some adversity. You got to get through it, get to the other side of it, and it'll help you in the long run. And that's what we're preaching as a team. Is just, it's frustrating. It's not going our way, and we weren't able to find a way to win this game. We had some mistakes out there, but we just have to stay together. It's going to teach us something. It's going to prepare us for the future. And stay positive. There was things that we did well today, and we just have to do more of it, and I don't think we don't need to blow everything up and start over. We got good players. We have a good scheme offensively. We had great things today, and we just got to consistently make those plays. I thought we had a lot of opportunities. So just keep working. That's the message. Just keep working this week.
Do you feel like you're in a rut slump whatever you want to call it?
No, I don't feel that way. I felt great coming into today's game. Like I said, I felt like our plan was really good. Felt prepared. Had a lot of opportunities, and it's football. Sometimes you don't hit all those shots, and I expect to though, because I know I need to do that. And you're not gonna hit them all, but you got to hit more than I did today. So, I got to be better for my teammates, and I understand that, and I put a lot on myself to do that, and I got faith that it'll happen, and I'm gonna start playing like I know I can, but I just got to keep working. I put the time in, put the work in. I don't think anybody can question that. So as far as the execution goes, I know that's going to come, and I just got to keep trusting it, not get frustrated, not try to do too much, keep trusting it, which, like I said, today we had the opportunities and hit some and missed too many. So, yeah.
This start a little bit more partially. It's like 4 points here, 3 points there. You all are so close in some of these games where it's a drive here and there. How do you go back and analyze that and just know that you all were that close?
Yeah, just, situationally we have to be better. Get in the red zone, got to score. Like I said, we had the 4th down stop on the 1 yard line. I mean, that's an easy one to take away and just say that changes the game. If you're able, and obviously in that moment, once you don't get it, there's still a lot of game left and you can still go win it. But now looking back, that's something where you just have to capitalize on that. And, you'd love to have those 7 points on the board so it doesn't come down to the very end and having to do that. You'd love to control the game more if you can when you have the opportunity. So, there was some red zone stuff in Miami, some red zone stuff in Cleveland. So it seems like the close games we've had has been some red zone issues, and whether it's some of them just some operation stuff and some of them just not executing, like the one today on 4th and 1, and we got to make a play, So, like I said, Coach puts it in our hands, and I love it. I love staying aggressive, and there's a chance for us to get 7 points instead of 3, and I love it, and I like that he trusts us, and we have to be better.
Thanks, Trevor.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thanks, Trevor. All right, it's not easy, but, Trevor Lawrence sat there and told you guys what I told you to start the show. Got to play better. He missed ones. Missed throws that you got to hit in the NFL. You're supposed to be the guy. You're one of the elite. You're in that group. You're in that club. They paid you. You have to deliver, whether you got the money or not. You still got to make those plays. You didn't make the plays, and just not enough again today by the Jacksonville Jaguars as we fall to 0-4. Stuart Weber is going to puts this board together. Does a great job for us. There you see. But he wants to give you a little glass half full. This is the best he can do. This is what I referred to earlier. Path to the playoffs. Playoffs? Yeah. The 92 Chargers started 0-4. 92, 0-2, 12, 22, 32 years ago, gang. 32 years. I don't suspect our Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be that type of football team this year. For all intents and purposes, the season is a wash here in September. And that's what's hard. When Trevor talks about all the guys who are working, all the work that went into it, I thought a good game plan today. I thought they called a good game. I thought they had good run-pass balance. I thought, for example, they muffed a punt. We get the ball on the 2-yard line. We throw on 1st down, easy touchdown, boom, we're in. No red zone. Hey, we'll just turn around and hand it off. And it worked. And so those type of plays, we had 2 touchdowns, though, that Trevor missed in a 3rd and 1. You got to hit to ETN. I can't get over those 3 plays. Ventrell Miller, mentioned him. Stewart feels the same way, a tackling machine today. And then, of course, their Trevor tracker is still not good enough. Appreciate the couple touchdowns, 169 passing yards, but that ain't 345, which is what C.J. Stroud did, which is what a first-round pick, a high first-round pick is supposed to be doing early on. And he's not doing it. Let's hear from Brian Thomas Jr., Brent catching up with him in the locker room.
I feel like if we can just screen all those, do all the little things good, I feel like we'll have a better outcome, the outcome that we want. I feel like we just got to be better with the little things, be better with the details, and I feel like we'll get what we want. It's a long season. Still got a long ways to go. We're just going to keep fighting and see where it takes us.
Walk us through your touchdown today.
Yeah, overall, I was able to run over there. They had a great play fake and was able to get open and score a touchdown.
And getting a little involved in the run game too. Is that something that is exciting to you, to be involved in more of the run game and jet sweeps and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's super exciting to me just being more involved in the offense, really, just in general. So yeah, that's exciting to me.
Yeah, exciting indeed. I like that kid, and he's a good football player, and he played well. And, you know, we got some good football players, but we're not meshing. It's a team game, and like I said, today's on the quarterback. But other guys could have done other things as well, and they did not do it. And so it all adds up to an 0-4 start. Ventrell Miller, the star of the game on the defensive side of the ball. I didn't see how many. Let me walk over here real quick. Hold on. I'll be right back. I think I have the stats here. I want to see how many tackles he had. Liv, do you have that? I got it right here. I thought I was impressed. He had to have a bunch of tackles today. Yeah, there it is. 11 tackles. Only 1 TFL. Seemed like more. 8 solo tackles. And he hit with punishment. Led the team. Like, he's Foye, except he gets up the field even more. I was really impressed. I hope he can stay healthy. Good football player. Anyway, he's talking to the crew as well.
I said went pretty good. Made some plays. You got to keep grinding when it get a little bit closer towards the end now.
For you personally, what was in terms of biggest moment that you were like, hey, all right, I can do this. I can be a starter in the NFL.
I say from the first play of the game. I mean, I think I go out there confident every week. I say so. That's just me being confident in that. Plus the reps I had previously. So
you guys forced 2 3-and-outs to start the second half. What happened there in the fourth quarter?
I would say coming out the locker room, that was just a big emphasis, getting off the field on third down, and I would say the team did a great job of that coming out at the half.
Was there a halftime adjustment, or was there a conversation or a rally cry at all?
Yeah, just a conversation. I know I spoke up about it. Just third down, that's the money down. We got to get them off the field, and that's what we were struggling with. So I made a comment about getting off the field on third down, plus everybody else. So that was just a common goal of the team, I say.
In terms of where this team goes next, what's the conversation post-game on the defensive side of the ball?
Keep grinding. Keep finding ways to get better. Keep finding ways to execute it just a little bit better and just make plays, I would say.
How much do you have to, I know it's a wins-oriented business, but how much you have to take some of the small victories, whether it's individual, as a unit, and try to build off it?
That's one thing we talked about during this week, just celebrating the small plays, I would say. I think they did a good job, especially second half, just celebrating the small plays and coming out having juice, I would say. So.
Did you think you guys delivered on that mantra this week? Let loose, have fun. But was that kind of the message, and did you do a good job of that?
Yeah, that was the message. I think we did a better job second half defensively, I'd say. Just turn it up another notch that third quarter. So I'd say.
I know you're trying to get turnovers.
Yeah.
They're just not coming right now, it seems like. Can you do anything more to get them, or is it just one of those things that's got to bounce your way?
To me, I just think it's a mentality. We just got to go out there and have the mentality to go get a turnover. And that's just how I view it. Haven't got one yet, but I believe we still going out there to get some, I say, coming up. So.
That's Ventrell Miller, the last good football player the University of Florida produced before they stopped playing football in Gainesville. I kid because I care, but it's kind of true. Some scores from around the National Football League. The Falcons got a last-second 58-yard field goal, and they beat the New Orleans Saints in a battle of the NFC South. Here's a big upset. The Chicago Bears took care of the LA Rams today, 24-18. Nice win for the rookie quarterback, Caleb Williams, in that one. Upset time in Green Bay at Lambeau. Sam Darnold keeps doing his thing. Green Bay dug too big of a hole. They were down at least 21-0, maybe worse. Speaking of being down a lot, the Eagles got pasted by the Bucs, who rebounded from a poor performance a week ago against the Denver Broncos and beat Philadelphia 33-16. So a good win for Tampa, a great win for Minnesota, who, by the way, is 4-0. You think that guy can coach? That guy's got Sam Darnold playing quarterback and got rid of Kirk Cousins, and they're 4-0. Wow, that is impressive. Never would have thought I saw that. Colts beat the Steelers. Big story there. Anthony Richardson gets injured. Hip. Don't know how serious, did not return. Joe Flacco steps in, scores 27 against the Pittsburgh defense, which is pretty good. Guess who comes to town next week? Is it Joe Flacco and the Indianapolis Colts? Remember, he was starting for Cleveland a year ago when they beat the Jaguars up in Cleveland. One of the, how many in a row has Trevor lost now? 9, 10, 9? 9 in a row. Good gracious. And the Bengals get their first win of the year. So now it's just us and Tennessee. Tennessee won't play till tomorrow night. But the Bengals get their first win, 34-24 over Carolina and Andy Dalton. Those are the early scores from around the NFL. More Jags interviews now. Anton Harrison, who played right tackle for the Jaguars today. I thought the offensive line had by far its best game of the year. Trevor Lawrence sacked only once. The other games he was sacked 4 and 3 and 4 times, I believe. So let's hear from him.
Well, I know you don't like talking about it. Where's the frustration level at, since you did a lot of good things today and it still doesn't result in a win?
Yeah, we did. I feel like we did a lot of good things, but obviously it wasn't enough to get the win. Really, we just got to go back to the drawing board, go back to where we messed up, where we left things on the field, and try to fix them.
I know the tape will tell a lot, but did you guys feel like you played your best game yet as a unit up front?
Definitely. I feel like just the groove of everything was moving. We had great communication. As a unit, we just felt like we was doing pretty good. So we just gotta try to get better, try to get the win next week.
Is this just about a play or two in a big moment?
Yeah, just all around the whole game. It's not one certain play, but I say just little things throughout the whole game that we could have done better to win the game.
Can you start leaning on some of the things you're doing well? It looks like you run the football pretty well. Yeah. Do you just have to right now take some of those small wins and build off it?
Yeah. I say we control what we control. We just got to go out there and whatever's called, we got to do it. We got to do it to the best of our ability. So that's our mindset. We don't run past, it don't matter. But we ran well today, so we know we can do that. So we're going to try to do it every week.
Tank's obviously a buddy of yours. We've talked about it. The move for him to be really kind of the featured back on the first drive, what did you see from him early on in the first quarter?
Just Tank being Tank. We know what he can do. He shows it every day in practice. And really just him coming out on Sundays and doing our blocking assignments, blocking, and then him hitting the holes and running like we know he can. So I feel like he showed that today. We just keep going from there.
All right, that's Anton Harrison talking about the Jaguars' disappointing loss to the Houston Texans. That drops them and remains winless. I mean, I don't know where, well, we'll talk about it in a minute, where we're going to go from here, but it's, boy, it's tough. It's tough. Christian Kirk had a nice day, had, I think, 6 catches for 71 yards. Still wasn't enough. Let's hear from him right now.
Post-game after this one, comparatively over the previous 3, is this one perhaps the toughest pill to swallow?
Honestly, to this point, they've all been tough. We were close today, just didn't finish at the end, and it's a good football team, and so just there's some missed opportunities out there, and I think that was kind of the story of our day, is just missed opportunities to be able to capitalize, and at the end of the day, got us beat.
For you guys offensively, did it also, though, feel like this was one of the first times where drive after drive, it felt like you guys were moving the ball up and down the field?
Yeah, I thought, we did a better job of, being a little bit more efficient, capitalizing on third downs and, staying on the field. But, still, in some of those critical downs, we still just had, missed opportunities and weren't able to either, score, put some points on the board, third downs and whatnot. So, it's just the critical downs that are kind of, biting us a little bit.
What was the emphasis this week, and did you think you guys executed on what the focus was?
Yeah, I thought for the most part, the emphasis was, protecting Trevor and make sure that he has ample time. I thought the O-line did a good job, running the ball against their wide nines. Obviously we had some great runs today, and, just strain and finish. I think the strain is there, and the finish is there. Just like I said, it's just the critical moments in the game, and so those were the 3, kind of keys and emphasis for us, and I thought for the most part, like I said, we did that.
This kind of a waking up when September ends and just look ahead situation?
Yeah, still have a lot of opportunities in front of us. Obviously, it's uphill sledding to get to where we want to be, but the main thing is just focusing on next week and just going out and trying to be 1-0.
Obviously, you and Trevor are very close on and off the field.
Right.
How do you help him process what you guys are going through while also looking at the big picture of, hey, we also got to make sure we're putting him in the best situations to succeed?
Yeah, I think number one, it's just, that we're here for him. We're here to make him better, make him go. And, we know he strives for greatness every day, and we know that, he puts us in the best position to win. And so, regardless of, if we're losing games or not, we need to be better as well as a group and as a unit of just making sure that we're doing all the things to make sure that he's successful, because I always said it, when he's going, the sky's the limit. And so it's just taking it 1 week at a time. We still, like I said, have so many more opportunities, and I have every ounce of confidence in Trevor taking us to where we need to go and getting this thing turned around.
Do you guys talk about the record right now, or that's not even, it's just, we're just playing another game next
Sunday?
Sunday?
Yeah, I think the record stuff is out the window. I think you just, focus on just going 1-0 every week. And, that's the thing about the NFL. You got to, Monday, go back, watch it, learn from it, but you got to flush it and move on.
There are no small victories. Ultimately, obviously, it comes down to the win and loss column, but being able to kind of get some things going, you getting in the rhythm, getting the running game going, can you kind of take those small victories, maybe figuring some things out?
Well, I think it's just little things that we can kind of hang our hat on moving forward, and just kind of taking it. I think there's, 2 weeks now, second half of last week and then going into this week, I thought there's some things that we did really well, especially running the ball. Obviously, we want to get Travis going, because once he's going, it opens everything else up, and so I thought we did that today. And, just from a receiver aspect, it's just making all the opportunities, making all the plays, make sure we're getting open and being where we need to be. And so I feel like we're getting a little better week by week, but, it's got to translate to wins.
Can you yourself take a little bit of momentum from your game, obviously find a little bit of rhythm out there?
I'm trying my best, I feel like it obviously helps, especially with the third downs and stuff like that. Just being able to have that burden, to be able to hold that, because I know, Trevor obviously relies on guys like me, BT, Gabe, Evan, especially in those critical downs, to come up and make plays for him. So to be able to make a couple of them, definitely is good. And like I said, that's just one of the little things we can hang our hat on moving forward.
Oh boy. Again, I know you got to answer the questions, Christian Kirk. I'm fine with it. But if we're hanging our hat on little things in Week 5, we are cooked. And we are cooked. We are cooked in September. You look forward to it for so long. It's just so disappointing. I feel for you, Jacksonville. I feel for you. We got a lot to do. We got a long way to go. We'll be back tonight. We have, what do we have? Action Sports Jacks Prime Time, 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47. We're back tomorrow at Strings, Jags Report Live. You can watch that on Fox 30. Come out and join us. We'll let you, I'll let you host the show if you want. I mean, I might get ugly, but that's fine with me. But that's it. The Jags have lost 4 straight games to start the season. All I wanted was 2-2. 1-3 would have been manageable. 0-4 is untenable. Untenable. And there's nothing good to say. And tonight, we'll talk more about Trevor, his play, his lack of play, his lack of big plays. And we'll focus a lot on that tonight, I'm sure. We're just not playing winning football, gang, and it from the top on down. Everybody's got to take a part, but this one's on our guy. This one's on our franchise quarterback. This one's on the guy that got the big money in the offseason. This one who's in the top 10 club, and of who much is given, much is expected. And we're expecting some wins, and we're not getting them. So appreciate you guys hanging out with us on the post-game show. Hicken here, Martineau in Houston, the entire Action Sports Jacks team has put it together. Clap it up for all those guys. They work hard doing all this. So, say again? Oh, we're back at the bank next week? Yeah, we are. For throwback, we're going to honor Tom Coughlin. Throwback to the good old days, the 90s, when we were really good. There were 76,000 in there, and everybody was happy and joyful. There is no joy in Jayville, at Trevorville. Trevor Bank, whatever you want to call it. Oof! It's bad, peeps. It's bad. We're barreling towards the number 1 overall pick again. Who are you going to let make that pick? Think about that for a second. Think about it. Talk to you later. Peace out.